Sir James, I think you missed something here.
Meet Sir James Dyson. He rarely misses a thing, especially when it comes to vacuum cleaners.
Actually, I think that's in the carpet.
Remember his TV ads that didn't just nitpick traditional machines?
And the bags and filters were hopelessly clogged. So I thought I'd try and design something better.
He's the guy who decided to ditch the bag and show us the dirt.
And when I showed it to retailers, they said, forget it. No one wants to see the dirt. It's disgusting. It's revolting. But I like seeing the dirt. I like seeing it accumulate.
By following his instincts, Dyson, now 65, created an innovative, engineering-driven powerhouse that also transformed the hand dryer, retooled the space heater, and developed a powerful bladeless fan.
So you could literally put your head in there.
He may be Britain's fourth richest man now, his fortune's estimated at more than $4 billion. But there's been plenty of failure, rejection, and hardship along the way, beginning with the loss of his father when James was just 9.
It made me want, immediately really after leaving college, to do my own business, to make my own way.
Were you a good student?
At school, no, terrible one. I was much more interested in acting and doing art.
Lucky for him, he was a highly talented artist and got accepted into the Royal College of Art in London, where he studied design.
And I immediately saw that products are partly about what they look like, but they're much more important how they work.
As a 22-year-old student, James sketched this unusual mushroom-shaped theater. He didn't get the money to make it, but it did lead him to his first big break, a meeting with British industrialist Jeremy Fry.
And he asked me, while I was at college, to design and engineer a high-speed landing craft that he had invented. He taught me the value of experimenting and making mistakes. I used to theorize about things, and he said, shut up, just go and make it and see if it works.
With several modifications, James helped create Fry's Sea Truck, a flat-hulled watercraft that could carry heavy vehicles. They sold a few hundred to military outfits around the world.
I suddenly saw what I wanted to do. You know, I wanted to control it all. I wanted to do all parts of it. I didn't want someone else making what I'd designed. I didn't want someone else telling me what to design.
But making a move from something as big as a military landing craft to something as small as a consumer product is a big leap.
So I wanted to do things for ordinary people, things that I use myself.
So he began by reinventing the wheel, sort of.
I was doing up a house in the country, and the wheelbarrow kept getting stuck with its narrow wheel in the soft ground, and cement slopped out of it.
What was the solution?
The solution was a ball, big ball instead of the wheels.
He called it the ball barrel. Industry insiders balked at the ball and disapproved of the color. But with the help of his wife Deirdre and some investors, he managed to start his first company, Kirk Dyson, which made, marketed, and held the patent on his unconventional creation.
So what I got out of it was you can sell something that's very strange and different to people. They will buy it. They'll trust you.
But in 1979, after several years of successful sales, James says a management disagreement got him kicked out of his own company. That's when he turned his attention to another household item that annoyed him, his vacuum cleaner.
Anger and frustration. You're having to bend down and pick things up that the vacuum cleaner wasn't sucking. As an engineer, I figured that it was the bag that was the problem.
Soon, images of this local sawmill swirled in his head. That funnel shape on top is known as a cyclone. It separates dust using centrifugal force. But could it work on a smaller scale?
Well, the first thing I did was on the kitchen table, as it were, to make a prototype of a cyclone, a small one that would fit on a vacuum cleaner. My first prototype appeared to work.
He eventually realized he would need 2 cyclones, a bigger outside funnel to collect larger debris, and a thinner interior one to filter fine dust.
But that took me 5,127 prototypes.
5,000 prototypes.
Over about
That's
5 years.
5,000 individual discrete failures.
Yes, all failures. But interesting failures, fascinating failures, because I learned something from each one.
Were there times when you thought about giving up?
Oh, well, yes. I mean, the long dark days where I'm going out every day to my shed and getting covered in dust and coming back in and saying what a rotten day I'd had. But, you know, my wife was very supportive, and she said, no, you know, go back out there, make it work.
By 1982, he felt he'd perfected his vacuum cleaner and went searching for a manufacturer to license it.
I approached the obvious people, the people who are now my competitor. And
The Hoovers, the Electroluxes.
No, Hoover wouldn't see me unless I signed a bit of paper saying that anything that came out of the conversation between them and
Was
me
theirs.
was theirs, you see. So I thought that was dangerous.
But none of the others, like Electrolux and ShopVac, were willing to build it either.
So I thought, well, if they're not going to do that, there's a great opportunity for me to do that.
First, he would head to Japan. A company over there had agreed to license Dyson's design. It then built a vacuum called the G-Force, which hit the market in Japan in 1986. The royalty money James earned from the success of the G-Force gave him a boost towards creating his own vacuum cleaner and company, but he still needed more.
I went to venture capitalists and the government and all sorts of people, and they all rejected me. So in the end, I managed to persuade a bank to lend me £1 million.
So the big companies weren't willing to take the risk, but you were willing to risk everything.
Yeah.
How afraid were you of failing?
Well, I was terrified, but I wanted to do it. I believed in it. My friends thought I was mad. I mean, everybody thought I was mad.
Undaunted, he founded his namesake company from his shed in 1992. The next year, his first machine, the DC-01, rolled off the production line, and 18 months later, the roughly $300 machine was the best-selling vacuum in the UK. A crazy idea Dyson wisely protected.
You've got to have a patent, because there's no point in going through all that agony and spending all that money if you can't stop other people making it.
43 million vacuums later, Dyson now employs nearly 4,000 people in about 60 offices worldwide, including this state-of-the-art global headquarters in England, where every product undergoes rigorous testing to ensure it will meet not just international requirements, but Dyson's own stringent standards. In 2011, the company boasted an annual revenue of more than $1.5 billion.
Could you ever have imagined that?
10 million sounded a lot, and $1 billion is unbelievable, yeah.
Unbelievable, too, to Dyson is that, according to Forbes, in 2012, he hit number 255 on its list of the world's wealthiest people.
And you're Sir James.
Yes, yeah, this is an English tradition.
That's right. He's even been knighted by Her Majesty the Queen for his contribution to British business. His products also command impressive prices, anywhere from $200 to about $650, a cost that's not lost on this ambitious inventor who's constantly looking to improve our everyday lives.
Seeing someone deciding to spend all their hard-earned money on what you've made and the thing you've invented, it's the ultimate pleasure, really.